Okay guys, welcome back. I'm going to go ahead and finish the video for you. Hopefully I can get through most of it. So as you can see, I went on ahead and put that the green is time sensitive stuff, which I only have one thing that's time sensitive on here, which is the renewal of my food stamp application. I have no secrets from you guys. I have 3 disabled kids and it's, kind of just me at this point, so I have no choice. Anyway, so I went on ahead and numbered these sticky flags that I have here so that I could go through and show you guys what it is in each section that I do when I have my index. So I'm going to start with 1. I'm going to show you the instant fix section, which basically is the first thing I do once I decide that, it's something that I can do and it's not a long, multiple-stepped problem. If I can do it immediately, or under 2 minutes, I can do it. This is my section for it. And I don't have it up here because I literally can, it's the first section that's in here after the index. And it's just this page protector here that reveals it to me. So I can just flip, and boom, I'm in my immediate fix section. So as you can see, all of this stuff is pretty much done. The only things that aren't done are the things that haven't come to pass, like the day hasn't gotten here yet, or it's something that I've already put in my waiting for list. Except this last thing here, I just finished this and I just have to mail off the letter. I just got this in today. So, the next thing that I have, like this right here, is a flyer. It was just putting it in my calendar so I can see that it happens, because it's like a meet the teacher night, just so that you can have all your supplies mailed to the teacher instead of having to go out and get them from stores and such. So the thing I wanted to show you, which was number 1 in my highlighted, basically it is this DADS Community Service Interest List. And what that is basically this right here. I have the number of which, on the index, I have the number that it is, and it's just number 4 on my immediate fix list. So, DADS is basically the Department of Aging and Disability Services. And they sent me an interest list that I requested. Basically, I requested for them to be put on a waiting list, which is about 11 years long, for my kids, specifically to help them with finding community help, finding jobs when they're older, and just different things like that. So I got information back about them being put on the list already. So basically I archived it in the financial section of each of their individual binders. And then after I was done with that, I went on ahead and just marked it out. So that was my immediate fix for that once I got that information. So I'm going to go ahead and flip back. Okay, so 1 is done. And I just used a dry erase marker on these because they're actually a plasticky material, and so I can reuse them over and over again if I so choose. Once they, lose their sticky, I stop. But so 1 is done. I'm going to move on to 2, which is my someday maybe list. And basically what I got here is I put the information here, and it had to do with the entire family, so I marked it yellow because the entire family is yellow, because I follow, as I said before, my color code system for my bullet journal. And it's yellow, and it's a Legoland brochure, and I got it in on that day. So if we flip to my Sunday maybe list, this is what it looks like. It's not all that great. I haven't decorated it yet. But boom, you immediately get to the brochure. And I thought it was really cute and cool, and I wanted to take my kids one day. Now, I haven't started working on this at all, which is why it has no highlighting on it. It's just sitting here because it's a someday maybe list. We might get to it, we might not this year, next year, it doesn't really matter. But it's in here specifically so that if I want to reference it, I know where it is already, and I have it in my index for just in case. So I'm going to go ahead and flip back over to the index. I showed you that, so I can just erase that. Now we're going to move on to 3, which is my projects, open project section, which this should have an O here. I have 2 open projects. As you can see, I went on ahead and put it there. The other one is this create a movie rewards list for bulk list. Basically, I had a bunch of movie rewards cards. When you buy DVDs, you get the movie rewards for it. And I had a ton of them, and I wanted to create a list so that when I do decide to get to the website, I can go ahead and put them there. But anyway, other than that, I have this here, which I wanted to go ahead and create a moving company informing list. Because I'm in an apartment, guys. And so basically, I need the ability to be able to inform all the companies that I have association with. I need to inform them that we've moved, and I can't remember every single one, so I wanted to create a list for it. So I'm going to go ahead and flip over to my open projects. Once again, not quite so decorated. I did do a little drawing here, but as you can see, I only had one other one that I really haven't started working on. Now, here is, I just have a pocket for all that information. All I have to do is pull this out, and this is the list I've started working on. I want to make a more formal list, but this is just kind of me working on it, basically. So I just have a change of address form back here. Everybody knows what that looks like. And then I just have a list of some of the companies or organizations that I know that I'm going to need to inform. And I know that I want to create a list not only of, you know, the names of these places, but I want to create a list of their addresses and their phone numbers so I can make it a quick adjustment when that time comes. So that is just something that I am working on, slowly but surely getting it done. So I'm going to flip on back. Okay, and number 3 is done. So the next one that I have is my next actions list. This is my next actions list. Now, the specific one that I sought out, which is my business tax ID and PIN number. Now, I started a business and I needed a business tax ID and the PIN number for it. So I sent out a letter for it, and go ahead. This is just the index for this section. So, as you can see, I sent out the letter to the IRS. I got information back from it, but the problem with it was I mailed the letter, but they needed to fix the business name because they got it wrong. So I mailed another letter, and now I put it in my waiting for list. These next 2 sections, the reason why they're smaller than the other ones is because they're pretty specific to the next action list. I can't really focus on delegating it or waiting for anything unless I, put it in my next action list first, which is why there's a significant size difference in, the tabs for it. If you see, those are a lot wider than those 2. So, yeah, so basically I have it here. And then there's only one other one that I wanted to show you for the delegation list. Basically, I'll go ahead and show you on the index right now. Number 5 is something I needed to delegate, as you can see. I think you can see that. It's DEO. And I put it in the next section already. But it was a ticket from the Irving Police Department because my husband got a ticket and we needed to go ahead and fix that. So please don't mind the kids in the background. But anyway, so I got the information here. We needed to go ahead and put it under a payment plan because it already had gone into collections, and I couldn't do it myself because my husband needed to do it himself because, you know, it was his ticket. So I had to move it to my delegation section. And so I'll go ahead and show you guys the delegation section, which is just this happy little section here. And I just have the index for it here. And this is the only thing I've delegated so far. But I have a kind of chart here that lets me know exactly what I need to do for it. The only person who can do it, what it is, when I'm going to get him to do it, and then who it is and how he needs to, you know, get the process started and done. My kids are going cray-cray in the background. Anyway, so I'm going to go back to the next action list. The business ID. Basically, that was in my waiting for list because, as you can see, I put it in the waiting for list on that day. So I'm going to go ahead and go to that one. Waiting for. Simple stuff. So I just have a copy of all the information that I had sent out. And as you can see, I have the tax ID name issue right here. And this is the index for that. And I don't necessarily need anything else but an index for it. And I can just check it out and see what's going on. Now, some of these, most things that you send out to the IRS, it takes 30 days for something, you know, to come along, or you give them at least 30 days anyway. So I just have the day that I, you know, sent out the letter, and then 30 days from that day, I know that I need to check this out. And I have some space here for when it does finally come in, or, you know, when I do finally handle it. So that is my waiting for section, and that is the end of basically the part where I figure out what I'm going to do with such things. Now, this is another section, sort of like Miss Trenchcoat's, if you're familiar with her, Alexis. It's similar to her folder system, folder GTD system that she has. I was watching it one day and I thought it was a really good idea to do it. And I will show you guys this in the next and very last video. I promise it's the last one. And it'll go over the other binders that I have in this system, basically the reference, and, you know, this section here and what's back here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope that you come back to see the next one. And please like, subscribe, comment if you need to, ask questions, and thank you for watching. See you next time.